Here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Lewis, the man who worked too hard last week in that 85-0 victory. He looks like he lost a couple pounds, something that Corey Neyland might want to do here on SportsNetUSA.net.
See how I be treated, y'all?
Just shows you once you got us up, you're of no use anymore.
Back deep for Southwestern is Sean Davey, along with somebody.
They're not on yours?
Not on mine.
Kicked all the way deep into the end zone. Fighting the sun. Out to the 5, to the 10. There's an alley. Cuts back in the middle. Takes down at the 20-yard line.
Good special teams tackle by the Hornets. Dre Major on the stop. And Fullerton's defense, they're going to step out. Up front, Joey Noble, who was the MVP of the Key to the County. James Rawls, who has 3 sacks this season. Shane Hill and Shane Darso. Blake Hill and Shane Darso.
Tyler Adderley out wide to the left. Sean Davey in the slot on the left-hand side. First down and 10 at the 20 for the Jaguars. DeMonte Morris in at quarterback. Morris keeps it himself. Gets the outside just off a tackle, gain of a half yard on the play.
And that's what they do. They run, and they run. They're one of the top running teams in the state. 6th in the state in running. Linebackers are going to be Hanson, Peter Kasibwe, and Caleb Johnson, 32 on the far side. Jay Brown gets a start on the left corner. Xavion Steele, who had a punt block return for a touchdown last week. He's a near side corner. Kari Henley, number 7, the strong safety. And there's Troy LaFridge, French, the free safety.
Watch out for DeAndre Daniel, the running back there, because this young man can go. Flip it over quickly. Sidestep, taken down after a gain out to the 25. And really, if you don't make that shoestring tackle, Corey, they're still running.
That's Jay Brown on the stop of Angelo Trujillo.
So Trujillo stays out wide to the right. Adderley out far to the left. In the slot, Peyton Hazuga on the left-hand side. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 at the 27. Morris looks things over. Daniel at running back. Morris rolls over. Goes over the tipped at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. So the Jaguars come out, look like they're going to move the football with 13:27 to go. Don't get much done. And, of course, who do we walk out? Well, the man who's been the guy for the Hornets on punt returns. Robert Down III will come on out.
Had a 63-yard punt return last week for a touchdown, 1 of 2 last week in that 85-0 victory over the Dons.
Robert Down III will stand right at the 32-yard line. Here they come. Side almost blocked. Robert Down III looks at it. It's going to take it, takes it there at the 40, looks for the outside, has to beat one person at the 50. He's at the 40. He needs a block. He cuts back inside. He's escorted. Touchdown, Robert Down III, back-to-back weeks for the Hornet, and there's a flag at the 34 on the far side of the field where no action took place, and it's holding against the Hornets.
After Robert Downs III in just his second straight week, tied the punt return record for the Hornets, it's brought back. So they're going to kick that again, or it's going to come back 10 yards from the 33.
It'll come back from the line of scrimmage. So Robert Down III, who looked like Corey, he was going to get in the record book, gets stopped right there. And instead of his name being talked about, well, it gets talked about, and so does the person who had the penalty on that play.
So it looks like he's trying to break Justin Manyweather's single season record as well.
Gresh Jensen brings out the Hornets. Jensen goes back. Get a flag on the play. Looks for the middle of the field. Incomplete pass.
So up front, we'll get that starting lineup as it goes on. Andrew Sasha up front for the Jaguars, along with Quentin Walker. He's joined by Dalen Moses Dunn. And the other big guy up front for the Jaguars will be Alexis Quinones.
So it'll be 1st down and 5 at the 40 after the penalties marked off against the Jaguars. Jensen looks over. Straight dive bay. Sidestep by Eckford. Eckford gets a gain of 2 on the play.
Moses Dunn in there to make the first contact to trip him up. Safety is going to be a crucial position for the Jaguars tonight. That's Logan Darby, 6-foot freshman out of Bentonville, Arkansas. Also Isaac Wright in the secondary as well, one of the slot cornerbacks to go along with Anthony Alton.
Robert Down in the slot on the right-hand side. Jawan Johnson in there. 2nd down and 4. Jensen standing up, going deep, stretched out, just overshoots Dennis Houston. Dennis Houston, who catches everything, Corey, laid out, and that just comes up a little short on that one for the Hornets.
Yeah, coverage that time by the Jaguars. Had a step and just couldn't keep up was DeQuez Crawford out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
So it brings up 3rd down and 4. The Jaguars come up.
Yeah, I thought it was 4th down too.
So Jensen takes himself, goes up the middle, gets across the 35. Did they get it?
That I don't think he got it, Mark. If you see the near side head linesman, that's short by inches.
Eckford stays in at running back. Robert Downs the 3rd in the slot on the right-hand side. Juwan Johnson with him. Out far to the left is going to be Dennis Houston. Jensen comes up. We get motion by the offensive line before the ball even gets snapped. That's going to be against the Hornets and move them back 5 yards.
And if I'm the Hornets, I still go for it. And Angelo Trujillo, is the defensive back for the Jaguars. The receiver, also wearing number 1 on offense, go back to their offensive side of the ball, was a different player. We'll get to him in just a moment.
So Tim Allen comes out of the game. Tim is over here on the right-hand side. Juwan Johnson's there now on the right-hand side. 4th down and 5. Throws it to Eckford out in the flat. I thought it was Eckford. It wasn't Eckford out in the flat on that one, Corey.
It's going to be Jair Moore who picks up the 1st down.
You look at Moore so far this year. He's got 54 yards, averages 27 yards a game for the Hornets.
So, Mark, when you see 1 on defense, that's Trujillo. 1 on offense is Peyton Hazuga.
Okay. Jensen brings about 1st down and 10 at the 37. He's going to pull it down, goes down the other direction. Almost gets picked off, Corey, and Sean Carter becomes a defensive back for the Hornets on an overshot pass by Gresh Jensen. Sean North now into the game, comes out wide to the right. Sean Carter standing next to him on the right-hand side. Jensen tries to we get motion by the Jaguars, and then the Hornets react to it. We'll see what they're going to call illegal procedure against the Hornets and move them back 5 yards. So the Hornets starting off sloppily here with 11:35 to go. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Hornets now at the 39. Sean Carter stays out wide to the right. In the slot is Sean North next to him. Gresh Jensen looks over the defense. 2nd down and 15. Jensen takes his time, fakes it up the middle, throws it over here. Quick little pass, maybe gains up that 5 yards, Corey, before taken by Markel Raymond, who was out there. Markel Raymond, speed burner for the Hornets.
Brought down by Crawford. Busy action over there for the cornerback.
Tim Allen comes back in the game with Robert Downs the 3rd. They're going to go out to the right-hand side. Juwan Johnson with them. Eckford stays in at running back. Jensen goes in a shotgun formation. 3rd down and 11. Here comes the blitz. Jensen throws it up, and a nice delayed blitz by the Jaguars out there, Corey.
And they brought Cameron Hansen on the delay, laid him out to force the pass, and it looks like they're going to punt.
So Corey Lewis comes in the game. You look at Corey Lewis, he averages 31 yards per punt, maybe 32. They're going to attempt a field goal.
I like it.
So they'll mark it at the 41. You add on 10. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt for Lewis. Lewis has attempted 2 field goals. He's made 1, the longest one this year from 37. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is no good. So the defense that we talked about here at Southwestern has shown itself here in the first part of this first quarter. 10:55 to go. Jaguars 0, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Adderley once again out wide to the right. So now you were telling me we've got 2 number 1s in the game, right?
Yeah, that's Hazuga, who's a receiver, Payton, a 6'3 sophomore right here from Chula Vista, went to Mar Vista High School.
On the far side of the field. They hand it off to Daniels, up the middle. And, you know, you can see why this young man is talked about. He averages 153 yards a game for this Jaguar team. He's got 460 yards so far this season. The young man can move, likes to go off tackle, and when he finds a seam, can outrun everybody.
Leading rusher in the state at 460 yards. Up 9.8 average. 8 touchdowns, Mark, which leads the state.
So is Azuga out wide left, Adderley out wide to the right?
Mark, we're here on SportsNetUSA.net. If you can't reach us after this play, and if you can't reach us on SportsNetUSA.net, try SportsNetUSA.us. You can tell your friends to let them know if they're having trouble.
So again, at 5 on the play. It's 3rd down and 5. Just at the 39.
And if you're also having trouble with the computers, Mark, refresh, reboot, restart.
Retry.
Try a different browser.
Try running option play there, Corey, and going no place at all was DeMonte Morris, who gets taken down for a loss on the play. Not considered a sack, but a tackle for loss. So Robert Downs III, that came in first time he touched the ball as a punt returner, well, he did take it all the way back, but there was holding on the far side of the field that brought that one back. He'll try it again starting at the 25-yard line. End over end. Downs is going to watch it. Picks it up like a third baseman. At the 25. Sidesteps. Gets a block. Turns around. Looks to go the other way. Stands there and then gets taken down at the 24-yard line. For after picking it up, a loss of 1 on the return. 8:46 to go. It's Southwestern 0, Fullerton College 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, Mark Pavlovich on the field. There you go, Corey. You love the movie. You got to love the symbol in the middle of the field.
That's a Jaguar, Mark.
Oh, come on.
It's a Jaguar.
I was going to give you a little love here. Okay,
it is
all right.
a Jaguar. If we
Okay.
go to Chafee,
Okay.
then you can say that.
Okay, I was giving you a little love, just trying to help you out. Eckford in at running back next to Gresh Jensen. 1st down and 10, right at the 24-yard line. Gress goes back, takes it down, feels pressure, gets it to Eckford, coming out of the backfield on a little release across the 30, down to the 31. Gain of 7 on the play.
Good crowd here at Southwestern or DeVore Stadium.
Dennis Houston, closest to us, or the right side of the field. Juwan Johnson on the far left of the field. Throw it over there quickly. Sidesteps, stays on his feet, across the 40, all the way down to the 42. That was Tim Allen who caught that one. So Tim gets a nice little gain, moves the chains for the Hornets. Sean Carter comes out wide to the right. Sean North in the slot on the right-hand side with him. Lucky Abinger now in at running back with Gress Jensen. So Abinger in the backfield. First down and 10 at the 42 for the Hornets. Abinger sidesteps, steps back in, says, wait a minute, this is not my floor. Comes back in the elevator we rode up on and gets a gain of a half a yard.
Abinger was stuck in that 5 traffic. Andrew Sasha was there. First off, it looked like he was stuck for 3 hours. Good defensive front. Quick defensive front by the Jaguars.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, they react to the offensive line. Jensen looks things over. Second down and 11 for the Hornets. Jensen trying to find something. Here comes the blitz. Jensen finds the middle of the field. 2 Hornets running together, and Sean North was getting escorted down the field by Sean Carter. Pair of Seans.
33 yards on the pass play, and Mark, that was a beautiful throw by Gresh. Nice catch by Sean North, and North, he's one of those guys who can do some big things for the Hornets.
Gress Jensen goes back again, pulls it back down, looking, feels it across the middle of the field, throws it up, incomplete pass. So trying to go down there.
And that offensive line he's working behind. Center is Jacob Jankowiak. He was the offensive MVP, player of the game, last week in the Key to the County. Right guard is Vincent Narvaez, his mom, we just had hello earlier. Torrance Evans, the right tackle. Left guard is James Stanton. He's going to be one of those all-conference performers, Mark. And TJ Stormont, the left tackle.
Robert Downs, the third on the far side of the field in the slot. Sean Carter outside of him on that side of the field. Gress Jensen comes back in this direction, makes a quick little throw out there. Jawan Johnson doesn't get much more than a how do you do by that Jaguar defense.
That how do you do came from Cameron Hansen, his second tackle out of Spring Valley Mount Miguel High School. And Mark, we were going to talk before the game about this might come down to special teams.
Yeah, it really might. When you look at them, the Hornets need to find that special team, not only from the returns, but maybe from the field goal side. Tim Allen now in the game far to the left. Eckert in the running field. Gress Jensen comes back, goes the other direction. Tries for a pass, no flag. I love the fact there was no flag on that play, Corey. Dennis Houston tried to go over the defender. The defender didn't cause any contact. Nice play by the official by not yanking a hanky. So we'll see if Corey Lewis comes back out. Jensen stays back in there. It's going to bring up 4th down and 11 right at the 26-yard line. Now they decide Corey Lewis comes on in. They're going to spot it at the 33. You add 10. That's a 43-yard attempt. He's 0 for 1 in this game with 6:26 to go. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is no good. So he's 0 for 2. So Corey Lewis gets 2 opportunities, and so far the Southwestern defense is showing a lot more than anybody thought they did with 6:21 to go here in this first quarter. It's the Jags 0, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Izuga out far wide to the right for the Jags. Adderley down to left. Still in at quarterback is DeMonte Morris. DeAndre Daniels, a running back. Morris looks over, goes back, gets pressure. Now he gets pressure. He's got no place to go. Couldn't step up. Daniels looking for somebody to block. Actually stopped him from making any motion on that one. So the Hornets get a credit for a sack all the way back to the 21.
Joey Noble's second sack of the season. And he's only credited, Mark, with 2 pass breakups in the season. And I believe he's got more than that.
So Adderley stays out close to us on this side of the field. Suzuka goes to the far side of the field. DeMonte Morris at quarterback. runs an option play. Morris comes right off of the hip of the guard, makes it up the field, gets that loss back, +1. It's going to bring up a manageable 3rd down for the Jaguars. 3rd down and 8. Right at the 27 for the Jags. Looking good right here now, trying to move the Hornets. Trying to move up, do something. Very methodical pace by this Jaguar team. Morris, when you look at him, only attempted 16 passes. They come up with the blitz. Throws it over here and gets rushed on that one. Adderley had absolutely no chance to get that off the ground with 4:53 to go. The Jags are going to have to kick it away again, and here comes Robert Downs III. So Robert Downs took one home, brought back because of a penalty, then stayed at home and almost ate his lunch on the last one. This time, well, maybe he'll just take the bus down the 5 freeway. High spiral. Robert Downs is going to go track it down as it goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it, I'm going to say, right at the 36.
I'm going to call that the Manny-Weather effect, Mark. Kick away, or if you like the Monty Python and effect, kick away.
They're going to mark that at the 40. So it'll be 1st down and 10 with 4:45 to go here in the first quarter. Well, nobody's been able to get on the board, and there's been little or no offense for either team. Tim Allen comes out to the right side of the field. Robert Downs III in the slot next to him. Eckford at the running back. Commons comes in at quarterback. They hand it off to Eckford. Infant Eckford gets a gain of 1 on the play.
And Narvaez, is down, and they need the officials down. It looks like he's holding his left leg. Such a nice guy from a really nice family, Mark. And he's one of those guys who got injured in the Riverside game, and he's still struggling with injury. Trying to tough it out there. And you see his mom out there. She's at every single game.
Well, Corey, he's out there. He's got one of the best trainers in the state out there with him. That's Juan Cuevas. And for anybody that doesn't know about the program over at Fullerton College, the trainers program is known, and Juan Cuevas is one of the trainers that takes all the graduate students from the local universities in Southern California, and they intern with Juan. He is certified to do that with the state of California. Nice man, cares about what goes on with student athletes. That's very, very important to him.
Traveling down from Fullerton on the far side, Mark. Good crowd. As you see, I think we saw Jerry Padilla straight ahead, Mark, with Scott Giles, the athletic director for Fullerton. And there's Narvaez's mom there in the dress. As we see a good crowd down here for the Hornets.
Nice turnout by Southwestern. You'd still like community college sports to be a little more embraced by the fans in the area. Boy, I tell you what, you want a good game for hardly any price, you need to come out and support your local community college. We do here on sports@usa.net. One of the places that does, well, that's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Don't forget all our games here on sportsnet.usa.net are brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim, proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. So Quinn Commons in at quarterback for the Hornets right now.
You know they're going to pass. Let's see if they try to get that run game, and we'll see who came in for Narvaez.
Johnson out wide to the right. Commons feels the blitz coming, goes over here, quickly throws it over to Juwan Johnson. Juwan gets up to the 47. Be a gain of 8 on the play. It's going to make a 3rd down and 1 for the Hornets. Jaron Moore in at running back for the Hornets with Commons. Young man's got speed in the running position there. Hasn't got to play a lot yet, only in a couple games, touched the ball a few times. 3rd down and 1. Jags come up at the corner. Commons comes back. Pump fakes. Goes down deep. Looking for it right there to Dennis Houston. And Dennis Houston once again covered on the play.
Great play by Logan Darby. Didn't turn his head, stayed with his eyes firmly on the receiver and knocked it away as Houston started raising his hands mark to make that catch. Darby read it, knocks it away. Good block.
Coach Campbell, who's calling the plays tonight, decides, Corey, well, let's be a little daring down here at Chula Vista.
He always calls plays.
I know, but he's calling them tonight. He came running out on the field. He didn't look up at us and ask us.
Commons can run, remember that.
4th and 1. Runs an option. Goes back in. He does not get there.
Excellent option defense. Nicholas Bailey came in there and shot the gap on the outside. Jory Weber makes the tackle on Commons. And a 4th and 1, which Fullerton normally gets. Well, they're now 2 of 8 on the season. Doesn't get it. And you see why they're only averaging, or giving up, 7.7 points per game.
And Corey, the thing that interests me right now with the Jags is we really haven't seen Daniels touch the ball. This young man can run. I'm a little surprised they haven't run at that Hornet defense. We'll see if they do it now. 1st down and 10 at the 48. They do give it to Daniels. He cuts there, stays on the 40. He gets across the 40 to the 38. He runs with power as a running back, and you saw it on that play.
Okay, and Mark, I'm going to give you the obvious connection. Here, we're in San Diego area, Chula Vista. We see a guy wearing number 28. And you think of that other guy who should have won at least 2 Heisman trophies back in the early 90s. Sorry. Didn't want to mean to cut off the official.
Oh, no, that's okay. Give me the answer, because I'm thinking of somebody else, and I don't think they played down in this area.
Marshall Faulk.
Okay, I was thinking Marshall Faulk, but I was also thinking of a USC player that I thought played down here too. So.
Oh, he played in Southern Cal.
Okay.
He played high school back here, but no, I'm talking
he did
about
play.
number.
Okay, all right, okay.
Number 28 is what you harken back to.
1st down and 10. They run the option again, and I don't know, Corey, you sit there and hate the second judge because you've got such a great coach at this Southwestern team. But I tell you, when I got a running back like this kid, I probably just keep running him till he says, hey, my GPA has just dropped. I'm so tired.
And they're running behind an offensive line of Keanu Mukini, Sikonai Tuavao, Jason Miller, Sadale Barton, and Sam Tapia.
So DeMonte Morris in at quarterback. Daniels in at running back. 2nd down and 12 for the Jags, right at that 40-yard line. Just a little short of it. Morris goes back. Has time to throw. Here comes the pressure. Puts everything in. Looks for the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. And Corey, that's one of those as a quarterback. You lay it out there and you hope your receiver can just run underneath it.
Tyler Adderley couldn't. He had a step on Jay Brown, and the safety was nowhere to be found. It looks like that was Troy LaFridge. It was nowhere, and he had a step, 2 steps. Just couldn't connect.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 12 right at the 41-yard line. 2:22 to go here in the first quarter, and nobody has been able to get on the board. Hornets had a couple opportunities. Couldn't get it in there. Morris looks over. Big 3rd down. Hornets walk up defensively. Morris runs away from it. Daniels throws a nice chip block. Morris right there. Kazuga at the 20, 10, 15, down to the 9. Found a soft spot, and I tell you what, just used it like anybody can. So 2 minutes to go. And the Jags are knocking on the door. They're in the red zone. They're down at the 9. It's 1st and goal for Southwestern. Adderley out to the left. That's right, Adderley. I can say that name. Reminds me of a man that played for the Green Bay Packers. Defensive back. Hand it off to Daniels. Daniels gives him a knee touchdown, and I'm going to give to Adderley in the corner for the block he throws out there and seals everything up for Daniels handling the football. DeAndre Daniels does it, but Adderley throws a block out in the corner, and that sealed block out in the corner is what gets Daniels into the end zone.
Mark, but it was really a pretty nifty move by Daniels to put on Kari Henley.
Give a knee and take it away. Exactly.
It's a hokey-pokey move.
And they did turn themselves around. Ball is spotted, kick is up. And the kick is good with 1:38 to go. Well, the team from down south is up by 7. It's the Jags 7, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Okay, tell me if I'm right or wrong. I thought the point was good.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I thought the point was good. I'm looking back down at the guys from Southwestern going, wait a minute, I know I'm old. I thought I missed something here. I'm not that say. This is what did you hear that? This is why I like this place.
Yes, he is.
Nice place to come and do games. What a great group of people down here at Corey. I mean, you talked to Jim as soon as he saw us. Vince sees us, who's standing down to our right. Everybody helped us out. Helped us out with Gabby, our lovely Czech spotter.
Back deep for the Hornets are going to be, is that Foster and Johnson.
Foster on the far side of the field. So the Jags with 1:38, they're on the board first. Bigfoot. Johnson, 3 yards deep and says, I think I'll stop. So with 1:38 to go, it's the Jaguars 7, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Next week, Ventura comes into town. That's a home game here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Make sure you stick with us next week as the TV department comes out at 2 o'clock next week on Sportsnet, USA.net. Dennis Houston comes out wide to the right. Johnson in the slot on the left-hand side. Gress Jensen comes back in at quarterback. And Font Eckford back in at running back. First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 25. Jensen goes back. Throws over here in the flat. Nobody covering Tim Allen. Tim Allen touches it, turns, and crosses the chain. So Allen comes back to the football, turns, gets 5 in the play. First down for the Hornets.
What we kept hearing all week, Mark, is this is going to be a test for Fullerton as they face an undefeated team, and a test for Southwestern as they're going to see where they stand in the thick of things in the national division.
First down and 10 across the 35, marked at the 37. Jensen fakes it to Avinger, gets protection down the middle of the field. Wrong side, and Corey Jensen, if he throws it to the proper side of the field, Raymond's got it running and possibly is still in the end zone.
And Mark, there's a flag on the play, but that's one of those throws again that Jensen, that touch, he doesn't use it often, and that time he needed just a little bit of it.
Looks like it's going to be against the Hornets. Well, we'll see. So, dead ball, personal foul against the Hornets with 1:09 to go. And Corey, that was right in the middle of the line of scrimmage. So a little jostling going there by the offensive lineman. Moves it back. Second down and a trip to Orange County. Jensen says, where's Corey Neyland? I hope he's driving. Gets back in a shotgun position. Pump fakes, looks the other direction. Throws it quickly over here in the flat. Taken there by Sean North. And Sean North is smothered like gravy over chicken and gravy immediately when it gets shoved on the plate. Hot and tasty. That was Sean North.
That's Logan Darby again who makes the stop. So a pass deflection and comes up and makes a good stop. And again, Jacob Jankovic got away with holding on that play.
Dennis Houston out far to the right. Far side of the field, Jawan Johnson next to him. Robert Downs the third. We get timeout on the field. So timeout on the field with 34 seconds to go. It's the Jags 7, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And so Southwestern giving the #1 team in the nation all they can handle. The two-time defending national champions, Fullerton College, comes down to Chula Vista and is getting worked in this first quarter of play.
34 seconds to go. Beautiful night, great temperature. Gabby Neyland sitting out there making new friends. Saying, you know, Corey, the weather's perfect. I think we ought to move down to Chula Vista. Long drive to work every day, but to make Gabby happy, Corey will do it. Dennis Houston once again comes out far to the right side. Commons now in at quarterback. No, Gress Jensen stays in at quarterback. So Gress stays in. Third down. Shifts power from right to left. 3-man down. They come on the corner. Jensen looking to get a little help. Comes up the middle. Crosses the 35. But Corey, with the clock ticking down, this defense for Southwestern that we talked about coming into this game, only allowing 7 points a game, has given up nothing in this first quarter. We're going to let the clock run, and that's going to take the clock all the way down to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's Southwestern College 7, Fullerton College 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland. Earlier today, Golden West College took on Bakersfield here on SportsNetUSA.net.
And we still need his final score on that one, Mark. As D'Angelo Howard will be back deep to receive the punt for the Jaguars. Last time we heard it was 9-6 Bakersfield, correct?
Mm-hmm. So Howard goes back. So D'Angelo Howard, freshman wide receiver. And Corey, watch where he's lined up. He really looks like he's expecting Corey Lewis to give him a little hook shot into the corner. So we'll see if Lewis gives him the Olay punt.
It's only averaging 31 yards per kick.
They come after Corey Lewis. Gets it off. Kicks it away. Taken at the 30. Sidesteps. Gets a block. Turns the corner. It's all white. Missed tackle on the sidelines and finally gets wrestled out of bounds. So Howard gets wrestled out of bounds. But when he does, a flag comes up against the Hornets.
And it should have. That was one of those things where they tackle him, push him out of bounds, whistle blew, and then they throw him to the ground. That right there is a penalty. They got away with a couple last week against Santa Ana. It wouldn't have mattered. But Fullerton, you can say a little bit disorientated right now.
You know, last week against Santa Ana, you could see the pop when they hit the field and that little attitude in their step. The unfortunate thing when you went out to practice, people were talking about Ventura. Ventura was 2 weeks away. Zuga here near us on this side of the field at wide receiver. Moore is still in the game at quarterback. Adderley out far to the left. Standing next to him is going to be Howard. Terrell Johnson, the running back. Johnson takes it, gets up the 50, crosses the 50, the 49. So Terrell Johnson comes in.
You can see number 98 in white, Joey Noble, who makes the stop.
Johnson comes out. DeAndre Daniels back in the game. Adderley stays on the far side of the field. Howard with him. They throw it over there. Just a quick hit, and the ball is knocked away. Incomplete pass. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 right at the 50. DeMonte Morris walks up. Zuka stays over here. Adderley out wide to the left. Big 3rd down and 9. The Hornets come up. Here comes the blitz. DeMonte Morris steps away, throws the middle of the field, turns around, looks, almost intercepted. Good defensive play, and the Hornets reacted quickly to that one, or we had 7 on the board for the Jags. So we're going to get timeout. Fullerton with 13:54 to go. The Hornets are trailing by 7. It's the Jaguars 7, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, Mark Pavlovich, and don't forget, Miller Toyota of Anaheim always sponsors all our games. Looking for that newer used Toyota, or maybe you just need that car that gets you around town and you just can't buy that new one? Well, they've got a variety of used cars at Miller Toyota of Anaheim. That's right. Anything you want. Maybe just spruce up that Toyota you currently own. No better place to go than Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Proud sponsor. High school sports, community college sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Robert Downs III steps back. He's going to stand right at the 10-yard line. High snap. Ball's away. Downs is going to let it hit. Drops it. Ball comes out. He gets back on it. Corey, it was one of those balls that he had to go after because it looked like it might hit one of the trail linemen or backs coming down the block for him.
Yeah, it could have gone off to Anthony Foster. Downs did a good job of falling on it. And Fullerton, again, they don't look good here in the first half. Southwestern doing what they do, Mark.
And one of the reasons the Hornets don't look good is because the Jag defense has played excellent football in the first half of this game. It's not the Hornets are staggering. They've got a defense that is making them stagger in this Southwestern defense. 1st down and 10, right at the 8. Gress Jensen goes back, takes it, flips it over to Eckford, coming out of the backfield. Sidesteps one, tries to cut back in, gets up to the 25. 1st down for the Hornets.
Job by Infant to Eckford. And you see, you know what, this is going to be a numbers game. Number 26, he's tall, he's lanky. Another Orange County product.
1st down and 10. Gress Jensen looking to throw it over there. Throws it to Robert Downs III. Gets past the stick. 1st down Hornets.
It's a fumble as Robert Downs III had it stripped out of his hands by Isaac Wright as he's being tackled and going down to the ground. That's a turnover. Jaguar ball. And you talked about a defense who's stingy. And they are it.
They're it. I mean, and again, you look at 7 to 8 points a game, and everybody goes, is that a mirage? No, you know, every once in a while, people, instead of looking at it that way, have to look and say, wow, what an excellent football team. And Corey, we've had a coach that has been here for years that's outstanding as a head football coach.
Ed Carberry's done a wonderful job here at Southwestern. And Fullerton looks a little lackadaisical after a long week, after a big victory.
Big turnover for the Hornets and for the Jags. The defense has got to do something. They hand it off to Daniels. Daniels this time gets dropped for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. So DeAndre Daniels that time doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 3 on the play. Going to mark it back at the 42. Daniels limps off. Let's hope the young man's not hurt. Terrell Johnson now comes in the game. So Johnson in at running back. Adderley to the far side of the field. Howard in the slot here on the near side of the field with Azuga. Second down and about 14. They roll away. Here come the Hornets. Throw it over there. Taken, not big gain of maybe 4. And I'm going to be generous on that play. And the defense all of a sudden looks like Brian Crooks has got a little spring in their step.
Caleb Johnson on the stop, Mark, and that's one of those guys who sideline to sideline may be the fastest linebacker in the nation.
Is that Randy Stanton down there in the field on the far side, down by the 15 for the Hornets?
No.
No? Okay. Looked like him. That's why I was wondering. Third down and 9. 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Johnson stays in the backfield. Morris at quarterback. They come. Flip it over here. Quickly, Hazuka takes it, looking for a block. Steps out of it. Stays on his feet. Gets down there. First down. Southwestern. Missed tackle. And the Hornets are having their back put up against the wall. First down and 10 at the 24. So you look at DeMonte Morris and you say only 31% completion when he was out there. Attempted 16 passes in his 2 games, completed 5, thinking maybe he couldn't do much. Well, he's been outstanding in this first half for this Jaguar team. They run the option. Morris takes it. Ball comes out. Morris goes to the ground. Who comes up with it? The Hornets say they've got it. And they do.
And it looks like it's Ryan Simpson who picks up the fumble, and Hornets have new life.
So Morris gets turned around, hit. Ball comes loose, drops straight on the ground, and the defensive line for the Hornets are there to recover it with 11:11 to go here in the first half on SportsNetUSA.net. Chris Jensen goes back, going down here deep, trying to get it there, just tipped away at the last second, and they have been all over the backs all day long as Dennis Morris can't separate himself from anybody. Second down and 10 at the 29 with 11 minutes to go. Jawan Johnson and Morris go out to the far side of the field. Robert Downs the third, the near side of the field. Moore in at running back. Jensen at quarterback. Second down and 10. Robert Downs the third goes in motion. They throw it to Robert Downs the third. Gets a block. Turns the corner. Stays on his feet. Gets driven out of bounds after a gain of 7 on the play. Third down and 4 for the Hornets. Sean Carter goes to the far side of the field. Sean Carter over here. Standing next to Carter is going to be Sean North. Big third down and 3. Jags almost get a jump. Line of scrimmage holds solid. Jensen looks over things, changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Hands it off to Avinger, straight up the middle, chugs his way across the 40. First down for the Hornets with 10:17 to go. It's going to move the chains. First down and 10, right at the 40. The Hornets needing to get on the board or establish themselves somehow. Jensen looks things over, goes back, has protection, middle of the field. Stays, ball gets ripped out of his hand. Fumble.
It was stripped and recovered by the same player for the Jaguars. Alexis Quinones makes the strip and makes the recovery.
Second turnover by this solid defense from Southwestern. So Marcus Hernandez-Torres now in the game. Looks like he came in at quarterback. So Hernandez-Torres in at quarterback. 13 of 28. Torres now quarterback. Terrell Johnson in the backfield with him. First down and 10. Right at 38. Torres goes back. Flips it over to the flat. Turns the corner. 30, 35. Taken down at the 30. So they make a nice little play. Torres gets it out there. Gain of 8 on the play. They're going to mark it right across the 30, down at the 29. 9:35 to go in the first half. Jags are moving again. Zuga out wide to the right. Adderley out wide to left. In the slot on the left-hand side is going to be Howard. Terrell Johnson in the backfield. They run the option with Johnson. Stays on his feet. Torres gets taken down.
That's James Rawls on the stop. Good push up front. Caleb Johnson forcing him. Joey Noble forcing him down the line, not up the field.
So he loses a yard. It's 3rd down and 2 now. Right at the 30-yard line. 8:49 to go. Adderley goes out wide to the left. Howard in the slot on the left-hand side. Zug out wide to the right. Johnson in the backfield. Torres at quarterback. They come up, throw it over quickly to the side. Taken at the 25, but that's enough for a first down.
Take what you can get, and that's what Southwestern is doing. Not trying to force the issue. They do have a 7-0 lead, so Marcus Hernandez-Torres takes the first down and matriculates, moves those chains, whatever other cliche you want to use. Devajay Hinton in the slot for the Jaguars. You see number 3 in that nice-looking maroon.
Torres comes out. Going down deep. Tezuka throws it out of bounds. 2nd down and 10 at the 26. No pressure on these quarterbacks at all in this game. So the offensive line for the Jags is playing excellent tonight. Torres comes over. Daniels back in the game. He comes out to the wide side. Yes, it is. So Daniels comes as a wide receiver. Johnson stays in the backfield. We're going to get a flag.
Timeout.
Oh, they called timeout. It was going to be delay a game, we thought. So timeout for the Jags with 7:53 to go. Well, let's put it this way. If you're a Southwestern fan, it's all about them. It's Southwestern 7, Fullerton College 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net.
So 7-0, as Mark said, 7:53 to play, and Southwestern, we saw them on tape last week, and we saw them beat Victor Valley 40-7. They had a 104-yard interception return for a touchdown, a 48-yard field goal by Jaime Medina. And it was one of those things that they looked good. They were fast on the field, and Fullerton, after last week against Santa Ana, 85-0, and it was one of those things, it wasn't really workmanlike. It was just one of those things that they were out there playing in the key to the county game. And this week, we don't know what's going on with the Hornets, but they are lackluster as they came down here. Maybe it was a traffic. Maybe it was overconfidence. Maybe they were overlooking this team as they wanted to get to Ventura next week. Either way, this is still the first half, and they're down 7-0.
No buzz going on for the Hornets right now. Torres looks things over. Zug out wide to the right. Torres steps back, looks over there, throws as he comes in on the play. Torres throws out on the play. A little confusion on which direction they were going with 7:48 to go. So 3rd down and 10 right at the 25, and it will be interesting to see if their field goal kicker will come in this game and try to get that 10-point lead. He's attempted 6 field goals this year, Jamie Medina, and has only made 2 so far, his longest one from 48 yards. Torres looks things over. Daniels in the backfield. Daniels lows to pick up the blitz. Step up the middle of the field. Intercepted right there at the 2.
And that's Kari Henley, Mark, who gets knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And after 27 interceptions last year, Kari Henley gets the first interception this year for the Hornets.
And we were told last week when we were asked about why the D-backs don't get any interceptions. I had one coach said, oh, we had 3. They just can't catch the football.
Well, that one was thrown right at Henley, one receiver en route. Henley did his job as a safety. No one gets behind you. He steps in and makes the catch. Fullerton now has some life with Jensen.
Dennis Houston comes out closest to us, left side of the field. Eckford in at running back. Jensen looks over. 1st down and 10 at the 35. Jensen bobbles it, goes back. Going deep, looking for Johnson. Johnson goes up, pulls it in.
That's your guy, Mark.
That's Tim Allen?
That's Tim Allen.
Oh, I thought that was Johnson. That's Tim Allen that pulls it in. The tool time guy. So it's tool time for Tim Allen as he hauls it in there. Houston now comes in tight, coming off the field. Sean Carter comes out wide to left, close side of the field with Sean North. Grace Jensen looks over. 1st down and 10 at the 30. Hands it off to Lucky Avinger. Avinger goes over the middle all the way down the 20. I like this little running back.
Little. 5'11", 195.
1st down and 10. Grass says, well, touchdown, Fullerton College.
That's Sean North in the slot, just a seam route. Fullerton back in it. Up the tempo. Big play, big play, big play. They get 6.
So the Hornets pick it up with 7:04. With the extra point looming, this game could be tied. Corey Lewis comes up. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is good. With 7:04 to go. We're all knotted at 7. Corey Neyland 7. Mark Pavlovich 7. Gabby Neyland 7. Okay, we're up in the booth. So it's the Hornets 7, the Jag 7 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ryan Osborne watching the game here on SportsNetUSA.net. Thank you, Ryan Osborne. One of the voices of Golden West College here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Ask Ryan what that score was.
Ryan, if you are watching this, what was that score on that Golden West game? You know what? He's all of a sudden realize he's not watching us. So we'll see if we can get the score from Ryan Osborne. Here on SportsNetUSA.net. And Corey, really, the reason the Hornets got going there, they picked up the offensive tempo.
Back deep.
Looks like Howard.
Yeah, D'Angelo Howard and Sean Davey.
Okay, so Howard and Davey back deep. Howard's going to backstep. He's going to take it at the 2. Howard comes up. He's got somebody going. Slows down. Gets taken down as he crosses the 20. It'll be first down and 10 for the Jags with 6:58 to go. Golden West College. Game ended 13-11 in favor of Golden West College. And the game was called on an intentional grounding penalty, which be take the distance away, take the down away, and the game is over.
How many home runs were hitting that game? My goodness.
I don't know, but whoever it was for the Dodgers, they were batting .213.
We don't say that word, Mark. That's
Okay.
a bad word.
Dodgers?
Yes.
All right. Torres stays in at quarterback, hands it off to Daniels, they string him out to the 20. Taken down, out of bounds. Nice clean hit. No flag by the officials. These officials have done well tonight, Corey. A lot of good no calls out on the field for both teams. Zuga out wide to the right. In the slot is D'Angelo Howard on the left-hand side. Outside of him is going to be Adderley. What a great lit-up field here at Southwest. This is a fantastic facility when you look at this school.
Yeah, it vaulted up to my number 1, Mark.
Torres goes back, has the ball bobbled, feels the pressure coming. The Hornets coming, its ball is incomplete pass.
And you know what I like about the facility, Mark? It's right on campus, and it's right next to, well, a big major street. And you have people we've seen a lot of people walk to the games. I've seen students walk to the games just because it's on campus, and they're enjoying it with my favorite, the snack shack in the booth, behind the elevator. But it's one of those things where they're able to enjoy.
An elevator that works. We know of a stadium where there's an elevator. Just can't get to the kids department. That's it. So, 3rd down and 12 for the Jags, right at the 20. Pressure comes across the middle of the field. Suzuki gets it, turns the corner. This guy's got speed. He needs a block at the 40, the 50, sidesteps, gets driven out of bounds at the 45.
Yeah, and a great play call by the offensive coordinator by the Jaguars. Is we're going to get.
He threw the football, Corey, and that's going to be delay a game against the Jags.
No, that's unsportsmanlike conduct.
Is that what they're going to call that? I saw the other night they actually called it a delay a game.
I'd like to see a delay a game first. And then if they don't do it again, then that's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
So he got up, took the football, threw it back in the end zone.
But go back to that play. They were running everybody deep because it was a 3rd and long. And so they run Azuga up a little square in 5 yards and up. And he was wide open. He used his speed to get there, that first down.
And then he made the turn. Let's see what they do call this.
So we don't have good enough binoculars.
They call a holding. Then they call unsportsmanlike conduct. So there's a holding and an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
I didn't see
both
the hold.
I didn't see the hold. So, unsportsmanlike conduct for throwing the football. They did have a holding penalty. And that moves it back. And then unsportsmanlike conduct is a dead ball foul penalty. Terrell Johnson comes back in the game at running back. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 18. Torres brings them out. Zuga once again. See if they run the exact same play. This time they hand it off to Terrell Johnson, who runs it. A little surprised on that call. Bring up a 4th down.
Good call on that. Keep it. You got a good punter. Averaging almost 40 yards per kick. You just want to get out Cole Hansen with his 2nd tackle. Now the thing is, you got to make sure you got to kick it away from that guy right there. Standing at the, 47-yard line. Robert Downs, the 3rd.
5 minutes to go here in the first half. It's the Jaguars 7, the Hornets 7. Robert Downs III backs up. He's going to track it down. It's going to go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. And Corey,
44.
You already called it. He takes that first one back, and nothing's been at him since.
Oh, wow. They say the 49. Wow, that's about 5 yards more than I thought it went out of bounds. But, hey, if you're a Fullerton Hornet fan, you're looking for them to maybe have a big play right at the 50.
Tim Allen comes out closest to us, or wide to the left of the field. Robert Downs III in the slot standing next to him. Jawan Johnson. So they're stacked here on the close side of the field or to the left side of their offensive setup. First down and 10 exactly at the 50-yard line. Jensen goes back, has time, throws it across the middle of the field. Dropped there by Johnson, who said, wait a minute, there was no peanut butter with that loaf of bread. I'm not taking it home, and drops it.
Well, he needed peanut butter because he was looking to run before he caught the ball. And he was being chased by Crawford. And Crawford, I don't know if he has enough speed to keep up with him. Let's see if we see that play in the second half.
Second down and 10 from the 50. The Jags look like they're coming up. They change their defense. Jensen looks over the sideline. Allen. Robert Downs III, Johnson. Here on the close side of the field. They shift the power from left to right. Jensen sees him come up. Here comes the pressure. Gresh gets hit right there. Robert Downs just hits off his shoulder pads and gets picked off on the play.
And that's Isaac Wright on the pick. And he's looking to take one back. Pushed out of bounds by Torrance Evans at the 45-yard line. And they're going to say the 50-yard line. And that's the second interception by the Jaguars tonight. I believe that's number 2 for Isaac Wright.
And the second turnover dealing with Robert Downs III. Corey, that hits him in the shoulder pads, in the hands, that pops straight up. And love a defender that looks for the football.
Tip drill. That's why you practice the tip drill. I heard some players talking about, not on Fullerton or Southwestern, but some players, some high school players, what a useless drill. Why do we do this? Well, that's why you do it.
Torres looking like he wants to get something going here. Daniels in the backfield. This is where you look for that big running back. You throw it over here to Zuga, who's got the speed. Impressive receiver for this Jaguar team. Young man's got speed, a little shifty speed.
Well, he matches up well. I mean, he's 6'3", 185, so he's got speed, but he's got a little strength to go against with that lanky frame.
Gain of 4. Second down and 6. Right at the 46-yard line. We're at the 4:10 mark here in the first half. We're knotted at 7. Hornets get momentum, make a mistake. Jags get momentum, make a mistake. We'll see who makes the last mistake on this field. Daniels cuts back in, stays on his feet, goes up the middle, looks for contact, gets contact. First down, Jaguars.
Again, shifty mark, powerful. 5'10", 200 pounds. I mean, he's one of those guys that's 5'10", but at 200 pounds mark, that's compact, that's solid. He's strong at that 210 pounds.
Averages almost 6 yards a carry every time he gets his hands on the ball. That's what you like about him. Trustworthy as a running back. First down and 10. The 38 for the Jags.
Give a shout out to Rebecca Villarreal. Chuck the Laser Lasik.
Torres comes up. Once again, hands it off to Daniels. Daniels gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Undercut by Peter Casibwe. Also, Eric Pesolano, the Big E, out there. David Reyes, what's happening? One of the smartest guys I know, Mark. One of the most intelligent and thoughtful guys that we know. Nathan Percy, best voice on SportsNetUSA.net. Don't tell Eric that. And Scott Beck. Wow.
All right, Scott, I'm going to give you love.
The encyclopedia, Scott Beck.
The man that knows more about softball in the nation than anybody I've ever met. And I've met quite a few D1 coaches. Torres goes out, throws it out in the flat, gets a great block, turns the corner. Howard stays on his feet. So D'Angelo Howard just goes out there, a little pitch and catch, gets that initial block, gets down the field. Howard looking good with 2:34 to go.
And Big Ray, we cannot forget Big Ray, Mark. And yeah, the real leader of the crew is here tonight, sitting to our left side, bundled up, Ray. If you were here, she'd have a partner in crime.
Ray, the only reason we're down here is because of her. She just took a nap and we got down here. Torres keeps it himself, looks against the Daniels. Daniels gets a gain of 2. Tell you what, right now, Ray, we need to wake up Gabby Neyland and this Fullerton College Hornet team because we're tied at 7 with under 2 minutes to go in the first half here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Remind me to go get another jacket at halftime.
Scott Beck, Gabby's as cold as you are on a night like tonight.
Scott Beck is encyclopedia-matic.
Torres looks over, trying to get a signal, and once again, you wonder what's going to get at halftime to both these teams. The defenses for these teams have kept them in the game. Torres looks over, Daniels in the backfield. They hand it to him. He cuts the outside. The Hornets come up, got to make a tackle. They do, knock him out of bounds at the 26. Going to mark a loss of 2 in the play.
Daniels is good. I really like that guy. Even when the protection breaks down and the run blocking breaks down, he's still got a chance to make a play. Even though he loses yardage, he still gets to the outside and the possibility to make something happen.
3rd down and 14 at the 32. We're at the 1 minute and 19-second mark here in the first half. Jags want to get in field goal range, want to get something on the board.
They're already in field goal range. I think they just want to take it down, make sure they get a kick, and don't give the ball back to Fullerton.
Here come the Hornets. Up. Almost. Suzuka stretches his fingernails. We shouldn't have gotten clipped the night before.
What happens is he sees his opening right before the ball gets there, so he takes his eyes off the ball because he sees his blocker coming in to take out Kari Henley. He had the slot guy taking on Xavion Steele. If he makes that catch cleanly, he's got a chance to get 6.
Jamie Medina comes in. The ball will be marked at the 34. You add 10. That's a 44-yard attempt. Medina's longest one, 48 yards this year. 2 of 6. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is no good. So with 1 minute and 11 seconds here in the first half, it's the Hornets 7. The Jaguars 7 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Don't forget all our games here on Sportsnet, USA.net are brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim, located at Euclid in the 91. Look for those specials online at millertoyota.com. Every week, Miller Toyota will help a student or a veteran find that deal they need to find for that new or used car. So Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education.
And Mark, if you're the Hornets with 1:11 to play and 2 timeouts, you have to go for a score.
1st down and 10 for the Hornets. Gresh Jensen hands it up, tries to get a block right at the middle. Goes to Moore, gets a gain of 4 on the play.
It'll be interesting if they settled for going into halftime with a tie score of 7-7.
Second down. Jensen goes back. Pump fakes, feels the pressure from behind. Flings it up towards the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. Good coverage downfield by the Jaguars. Nobody's open.
And Gresh Jensen is holding the ball just a touch too long. He's got to release it. I know he's got 2 picks. One wasn't his fault. But again, you got to release that ball and continue to trust your receivers.
3rd down. 43 seconds. The Jags can get the ball back. Moore stays in the backfield. Big 3rd down play, the defense. Jensen, here they come. Jensen rolls against it, gets the pressure, throws out in the flat. There's a tackle made right there, and Corey, that is a saving tackle on Jawan Johnson.
Daquez Crawford, makes the stop. It's 4th down with 28 seconds. They're going to run it down.
So the Hornets won't kick it away. We're at 20 seconds.
They're going to let the quarter run out, as they haven't started the play clock.
We're at 5, 4, and the Hornets are going to go in at half with this game tied. As we go into halftime, to no one's surprise, it's the Jaguars 7, the Hornets 7, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, myself, Mark Pavlovich, down here in Chula Vista on a beautiful Saturday night, seeing two of the top teams in California play to a 7-7 tie in this first half here on Sportsnet, USA.net. I'm going to let you know when we come to a facility like this. Well, I thought you were going on the air, Corey. Corey Neyland's getting people for me up here. You know, he always likes to bring me a surprise guest. And so I've got the AD. And, Jim, I was just introduced to you as Jim. I wasn't told your last name. You just walked up to me and go, hey, I'm Jim. I said, hi, I'm Mark. That's Corey Neyland. And you immediately got up there, so your last name?
Spillers, Jim Spillers.
So Jim Spillers, the AD. And first of all, Corey Neyland and I both, I know Corey's not on the air, we have been doing this for 18 and 16 years respectively. One of us is older than the other guys, and we know who it is. We've been to a lot of facilities. Mm-hmm. Your facility here is just outstanding. It is great for those who want to watch football. I love the fact that snack bar, because I like to eat. But it's great. It's lit up well. It's a comfortable stadium for the fans. And for the players, they have to adore playing on that field. I just have to praise you. Probably one of the best facilities we have seen in California at the community college level, or even at some of the D2, D3 levels, and maybe a couple of the D1 levels. Just a marvelous job. How'd you get this done?
You know, I'll tell you what, we have a tremendously supportive community. Our governing board, our president, superintendent, so supportive of all the programs here at Southwestern, not only athletics, but our other co-curricular programs. And we were just so blessed to have that support. These facilities were built through with public bonds. Our community just supports us every time we go out. For one, we're building academic buildings all over campus. Our teaching labs here in the stadium. Across the way is our aquatics complex, gym, and other classrooms. It's just been a tremendous build out, and I just can't thank Southwestern College and the community enough.
And so I'm going to say to people, we're down at Chula Vista, and people would say, Chula Vista. Come
Chula
on,
Vista.
guys. Chula Vista. Jim, I've got to ask you. I mean, what area do you – all of San Diego you get to swallow up. That's who you take. But how many of the kids look at this facility from outside the state and come and want to play here?
You know, there's many. There's many that look at opportunities here for their academic and athletic careers. You know, we have so many young men and young women coming to California to our community colleges. If you look at our football program up and down the state, you know, we have more opportunities in California than the rest of the country combined. And I think students and student athletes are just looking for a place where there's good resources that are supportive, and where first and foremost they can get their education and then compete as well.
So you brought it up twice. You've used the term. I've had people laugh at me more than once because I like to use it. Student athletes. I know what Fullerton College does and how they try to help the young men and young women participate in there. So how does the educational side, and I consider you an educator, not just somebody who works in athletics, and your coaches, educators, not somebody that just works in athletics. I think you all get a bad rap personally in athletics that you're not looked at as educators. But let's roll you over and say, okay, well then how does that athletic department work with the educational side to make sure you get that perfect balance for the student athlete?
You know, we look at resources. It's all about resources. It's just-in-time counseling and really working with the student athletes on a daily basis, having study halls, computer labs, having what we call contextualized learning communities where we'll have 30 to 60 student athletes from all different sports in a learning community where they're knocking out their college level English and math in 2 semesters. You know, really athletics has always held both the carrot and the stick. We require them to be in 12 or more units. We require them to have over a 2.0 average. Many of the state mandates that are coming down right now academically are really patterned off the incredible things we do in athletics. It's all about resources, and I have a saying that academic success is a contact sport, because every day these student athletes have contact with coaches, athletic trainers, athletic equipment folks, and every day someone's checking in with them to see how they're doing.
Last week we did Key to the County game, and we had the AD from Santa Ana College, Mary Haggerty, on the air with us.
Yes.
And Mary and I started talking about the flip side. We talked a lot about the women's athlete, who seems to, at some schools, get forgotten. Corey Neyland's nickname is Title IX, so we embrace it here. So I'm going to look at you. Most people are going to go, oh, that's great. He's talking about football. Mm-hmm. Gee, isn't it wonderful the guys get? But let's flip the coin here. And do you make sure that that women's side of the field is covered as solidly as the men's side of the field here at Southwestern College?
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now we have 9 women's sports, 8 men's sports. Our softball program, soccer programs, aquatics are all really competing at the highest level. If you look at this stadium, we have our soccer and softball locker rooms in this stadium. Across the way in the sports complex, we have team rooms that match right down to the number and style of lockers. It's a very, very important thing. And I'll tell you what, Title IX has absolutely transformed female athletics. If you chart the Olympic Games over time and you go back to the last couple Olympic Games in London and then in Brazil, you'll see the tremendous increase in female athletes. And this is all due to Title IX and the legislation that transformed everything.
Before I let you go, because I like the fact he mentioned he's an old guy on the sideline for you. Tell me a little about your football coach and why you love him so much.
I do. I absolutely love Ed Carberry. He is the most even keel, organized. His practice plan is like a fine Swiss watch. And more than anything, he genuinely cares about his players. He takes everything to heart. I've had, this is my 32nd year in intercollegiate athletics. 20 of those at the Division I level, working with many football coaches, and I'll say it out loud right here on the air, he's the best coach I've ever worked with.
Well, I got to tell you something. This is Jim Spiller, the AD here at Southwestern College. Corey and I get out of the car. Vince, who's here in the booth with us, you corrected me on his what? Spillers? Okay, thank you. Corey's always correcting me because he's an educator.
There you go.
We get out of the car. Vince, who's in the booth with us up here, jumps over and says, hey, guys, how's it going? What are you doing? We're the broadcasters. What do you need? We tell him. He has Corey parked there because of Gabby Neyland. Jim comes walking up to us, shakes our hand. Jim, how's it going? I have to tell you, gentlemen, not only is your facility first class, but Southwestern College is so lucky to have people like you working here. Honestly, from the ground up, you are what sets the tone for us, the fans, and that's what Corey and I are. When we come here, fans like to feel like they're loved. You made us feel like part of the family, and I can't thank you and Vince enough for the kindness you showed us when we showed up here. You know, yeah, we love our Hornets, but we love having we love sports programs like you two have shown us today, and I just want to thank you very much on the air, and we wish you the best. And everybody, if you're living here in Chula Vista, come out and support these educators that use athletics to get their people to the next level so they can be your next doctor, lawyers, engineers, or maybe the leader of this great country. They can come out of Southwestern and say, I played sports there, and I did it because of my great coaches who were educators, and my athletic director is one of the nicest men I met.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Jim, it's a pleasure. Vince, we love you for as kind as you are. Corey Neyland, thank you very much for having Jim Spillers on the air with me here on SportsNetUSA.net. Thank you, Jim. Best of luck. I tell you what, Corey, I'm getting you a job down here. As Corey Neyland once again talks without a microphone on his head, trying to figure out which plug goes where. There you go. That's your phone. If you had as much enthusiasm as Jim Spillers has got, and he's been around for umpteen years, he was in D1 for 20. Come on, he didn't get tainted. Look how tainted you are, and you weren't even in D1. You tainted about a lot of things here on sports.usa.net that we can't talk about.
You know, I really wish that tweet would go through so we can see, because we took a picture of Jim and Mark at halftime so you can see the enthusiasm on both their faces. And
what a
Mark,
nice man.
Oh, heck yeah. And here's the thing, Mark. Went down to the crowd, mingled among the folks. Fullerton's trying to get it. Southwestern's feeling good. The fans are all pumped up. This is what college football should be every single week. And this is community college football, Mark, and it's the best around.
Well, I tell you what, you get people like Jim Spillers, that's an athletic director who is an educator, who cares about his students. That's why you send your young men and your young women to a school like this to get an education, because they will care about what they do. But right now, if you're a Hornet fan, you need to care about the Hornets, figuring out how to get on the board. This defense from Southwestern has shut the closet door. You need to find a new wardrobe. Foster looks at it go over his head. It'll be first down and 10 for the Hornets at the 25 here on SportsNetUSA.net. You know, he is the Miller Toyota AD of community college football.
Why is that?
Because he cares about education, high school education, community college education here on SportsNetUSA.net. I love true educators. Sean Carter comes out wide to left. Sean Norris standing next to him on the close side of the field. Gress Jensen, first down and 10 at the 25. Quick little pitch at the 30. Turns the corner, steps out of bounds, gain of 10 on the play. So, Markel Raymond, who hasn't touched the ball much, gets a first down for the Hornets. Oh, they mark him just short. That's why I'm not an educator. I don't see well at my age. Hornets said, well, you know, Lucky Avery said, I'm going to help you out, Mr. Pavlovich. I'll get you that. Corey Neyland thumbing through all my paperwork trying to go, what do you have in here?
I'm just trying to see who came in for Vincent at the right guard spot.
First down and 10 for the Hornets at 36. Knotted up at 7. Gress Jensen goes back. Clear shot. Across the middle, Jawan Johnson gets rid of 1, gets rid of 2, stays on his feet, goes across the 50 for a first down. Johnson shows you his power as an end out there, shrugs off 2 people, and moves the chains. First down and 10 at the 48. 14 minutes to go, starting here the second half. Hornets 7, Jaguars 7. Jensen goes back, has time. Crosses, once again throws out in the flat. Tim Allen tries to pick it up, can't do it there. Incomplete pass for the Hornets. Second down and 10 at the 48. Second down. Jensen looks over the defense, gets a little lean, hands it right there. Jensen, as he hands it to Eckert. Eckert gets back. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10 for the Hornets with 13:49 to go. Big third down play. Third and 10 at the 48. Gress Jensen across the middle of the field. First down, taken there. Turns the corner, stays on his feet. 30, 25, steps up the field. All the way down there is Dennis Houston. So Dennis Houston on a crossing pattern gets down to the 11, holding against the Hornets.
So you're going to bring that all the way back, and couldn't tell who the hold was on. It might have been the new right guard, Nathan Millard, at the 45-yard line of the Hornets. So that's going to bring back a play inside the red zone. That brings him back to the 35-yard line. Make that the 42-yard line, Mark.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 20, and it is wholesale changes for the Jags defensively. Hornets try to come out quickly. They go bump and run defensively against the Hornets. The Hornets, straight dive play, straight up the middle. Moore's got no place to go. It's going to bring up a punting situation, so the defense does what they need to do for Southwestern College to start this second half.
Not quite a 3 and out, but a 1st down and then a 3, and now they're going to punt it away. And that's going to be Crawford back deep.
I thought that was Howard. Is that Howard?
Howard, I'm sorry.
Okay. D'Angelo Howard signals for a fair catch at the last second and goes down at the 20. So it'll be 1st down and 10 with 12:24. Night is set in. It's cool outside. Beautiful night here in Chula Vista. Great field, great facility, wonderful people that work here. 1st down and 10 for the Jaguars. Well, Corey, there are probably some people on the Fullerton side of the field that did not expect this at this time here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Mark, not some.
DeMonte Morris back in at quarterback. Morris flips it all over there and taken down, and the defense says, no, sorry. Howard might be shifty when he goes back for a punt, but we're not going to let that happen. A loss of 7 on the play.
And that's Caleb Johnson, again, his 3rd tackle of the game in that first half. DeAndre Daniels led the way with 21 yards on 10 carries with 1 touchdown. Hernandez Torres was 4 of 9 for 32 yards.
So DeMonte Morris comes back in at quarterback.
He was also 4 of 9 in that first half with 56 yards.
DeAndre Daniels in the backfield with him. And Morris says, let's call timeout. There's too much shifting going on with 11:39 to go here in the second half. It's the Jags 7, the Hornets 7 on Sportsnet USA.net. Corey Neyland, Mark Pavlovich. Next Friday night, a little Catella High School football on SportsNetUSA.net.
Who are they playing?
Somebody. Little Catella High School football on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland and his minion of Media Madness is going to be out there calling the action for you. And then Saturday, Ventura comes in. That's right, we'll be at home with the TV department. Don't forget, that game will start at 2 o'clock next Saturday on SportsNetUSA.net. Golden West College, LA Valley, East LA, all on SportsNetUSA.net.
And that's Catella versus Santa Ana Valley.
There we go.
At 7 p.m.
The Knights having their class reunion in Newport Beach. That's right. Some people who went to school there 50 years ago are hanging out with each other. Having a good time. Monty Morris looks things over. Goes back. Looks the middle of field, wide open, picked right there. Oh, it's dropped, Corey. It should, and this is why we didn't have more interceptions last week against Santa Ana.
And that's Troy LaFridge starting out there, who couldn't come up with the pick, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. He's joined by Kari Henley, who already has the first pick of the season for the Hornets. His backers are Kasibwe, 33, 36 Hanson, 32 Johnson. Steele, 25 near side, far side, 23 is Brown. From left to right, 98, 52, 90, 92. That's Darso, Rawls, Heel, and Darso.
Zuga out wide to the right in the slot. Next to him on the right-hand side, close to us, is Howard. They run it in this direction. Looking to go. They look over. There's this time picked off at the 30, to the 20, down, taken back at the 22-yard line.
And that's Xavion Steele, his first interception of the season. Last week, he picked up a punt block and returned to 25 yards for a touchdown. Fullerton's defense is getting it started for the Fullerton College Hornets. Their offense hasn't done anything tonight. DeMonte Morris, that's his first pick tonight.
That's the 5th interception thrown this season by quarterbacks.
And Mark, let's see if Gresh Jensen can get something going on the ground game with Infant Eckford. They'll probably go and try to strike for the end zone now. He was 14 of 24 with 1 pick in the first half, 176 yards and a TD.
Houston out wide to the left. Downs in the slot on the right. He rolls and downs. He looks for Dennis Houston. Dennis Houston, oh! Give the gift back. That's talk about re-gifting right there.
Devin Washington should have had the pick in the end zone. He does not. Fullerton stays alive for a second chance. And Mark, man.
Gresh Jensen just said, I don't like that tie. I don't want it. Give it to your grandfather. Mr. Pavlovich won't take it. And Southwestern said, thank you, no. Take it back to the 99-cent store. 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. Gresh Jensen throws it to Eckford. Eckford wrapped up, gets away. No whistle. Jensen throws a block. Eckford goes back in the middle and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. A lot of motion, a lot of hitting, no yardage.
And on that play, if you're going to make that opportunity to come back to the middle of the field, if you're Eckford, you got to stretch that out to the sideline because your quarterback had a pretty good block, and then you turn up the field.
Tim Allen out wide left. Downs in the slot next to him. So we get the defense moving. The offense reacts to it.
Be offside. It's going to be offside on Jory Weber. Or excuse me, Weber, out of Rockland, California, Whitney High School. And that's Fullerton needed that type of play because now it brings up a 3rd and 5. You got an opportunity to run the ball in the 2-down situation because you're not going to kick a field goal. You need 6 if you're the Hornets.
Jensen looks over. Looks back over. Eckford in the backfield. Once again, Allen, Downs, and Johnson out wide to the left. Eckford the running back. Jensen the quarterback. Jensen keeps it himself. Big man takes it in. Touchdown, Fullerton College.
On the right side of the hole, Torrance Evans, Nathan Millard, and Jacob Jankowiak opens up that hole for Fullerton to get in the end zone and take the lead with 10:40 to play in the 3rd quarter.
And Corey, I'm going to go back to what you said. How much did that offsides probably influence that play call by the Hornets?
It influenced all the way because I think the Fullerton would have thrown the ball with a 3rd down and 10, and it probably would have still set up a 4th down opportunity, but running it opens up, lets the defense relax a little bit. You run it straight at them. Look what happens.
Ball is spotted. Kick is up, and the kick is good. With 10:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter, it's the Hornets 14. The Jaguars 7. You are watching Community College Football on SportsNetUSA.net. You know what's really interesting? Corey Neyland is standing on a box next to me, which makes him about 6'9". You look like a basketball player. If you were 6'9" instead of 5'3", you'd look like a basketball player.
Basketball.
That's what I said. Basketball player. Participant?
I don't look like any type of athletic player right now.
Man, see, Jim Spillers would give you a positive thought as the AD here at Southwestern College.
He hasn't seen me breathing when I try to run.
Well, that's true. But the Hornets are breathing now. It's the Hornets 14, the Jags 7 here on SportsNetUSA.net. A little more sound from across the field, a little more sound from the fans on across the field. Corey Lewis comes out, gets ready to kick it off. The Hornets get points on the turnover.
Howard and Davey back for the Jaguars.
Little pooch. Davey takes it at the 10. Looks from the middle of the field. Stays on his feet, trying to get to the outside if he can get away. Just gets drugged down across the 28. 1st down and 10 for the Jags with 10:33 to go here in the 3rd quarter on SportsNetUSA.net.
And he was brought down first contact by Corey Lewis.
You know, big man out there running. Zuga out wide to the right. Adderley out wide to the left. In the slot on the left-hand side is going to be Howard. Hand it off to Daniels up the middle. Gain of about 1.
And Mark, that's going to be Thomas Fishburne at quarterback, 5'11", freshman from Steel Canyon.
So Fishburne now in the game. You look at Fishburne, 16 of 35 so far this season. Fishburne brings him out. DeAndre Daniels in the backfield with him. Loss of 2 in the last play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. Here they come. Fishburne, it's got to go, and he gets smothered right at the 15-yard line.
Kasibwe down low, Johnson up high. They bring down Fishburne for his first pass attempt, and that's a loss of 10.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 22 for the Jaguars. Hornets trying to dial up on defense. Thomas Fishburne, 16 of 35 coming into tonight, averages 76 yards a game, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Fishburne looks over the defense. Here comes the pressure. Fishburne feels it up the middle, goes down again at the 5.
And that time from the ends, no blitz coming that time. Omar Gonzalez and Joey Noble meet at the quarterback, pick up half sacks each. And for Noble, that's his second. So we'll give him 1.5. And for Gonzalez, that's his first.
So we've had Morris, Torres, and now Fishburne in the game at quarterback for Southwestern College. We had too many men on the field. Illegal substitution against Southwestern, so that's going to move them back a couple yards, half the distance to the goal. Robert Downs the third saying, Corey Neyland, you know what? I should have one in the books tonight. It's going to move up to the 42.
Robert, and here's Mark, sorry.
That's okay. Kick. Robert Downs is going to watch it kicked away from him, Corey, and it's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it at.
About the 30-yard line.
Boy, you were close at the 32. Nice eyes from across the field by Corey Neyland. 8:24 to go. Well, the Hornets got on the board. They're up by 7 here in the third quarter after a big defensive play and another turnover by the Hornets. Tim Allen comes out far to the left, close to us. Robert Downs the third in the slot on this side. Jawan Johnson next to him. First down and 10, the 32. Gresh Jensen goes back, looks to his right, rolls out, throws there, throws it short there, incomplete pass.
Reset that defensive line for the Jaguars. Moses Dunn up front along with Quinones, Walker, and Weber. Those are the 4 down linemen doing damage along with Shasta. Also, those linebackers are doing well as well. Cameron Hansen, watch him in the middle, Mark. He's been all over the field today, along with Duran Miller.
Handed up to Lucky Avinger. Lucky Avinger keeps it, gets over the 30, all the way down to the 26. It brings up a manageable 3rd down for the Hornets with 8 minutes to go.
Isaac Wright, who has an interception in the secondary with Quez Crawford, and Angelo Trujillo on the near side corner. And rounding out is Logan Darby, who has 1 pick as well.
Gresh Jensen goes back, rolls away from pressure, flips it over here flat. Caught, dropped, incomplete. As you've just got to pull it in, and Sean North could not hold on to it to get a few yards on the play.
Dalen Moses Dunn was breathing down Jensen's neck. And if he doesn't get rid of it, he's going to get sacked for a loss. And yeah, it is 4 down territory for the Hornets. I think for the rest of the game, this side of the 50.
Sean Carter, North out wide to the left. Markel Raymond out wide to the right. 4th down and 5. Here comes the pressure. Jensen flips it over there. Raymond's got to turn the corner, stay on his feet. Can't go out of bounds. Does he get the first? He does. As you run, Markel Raymond all the way across the field for a gain of 5.
And that's what you just can't teach is speed. Markel Raymond has it. He beat Anthony Alton to the first down sticks and was able to turn up the field for the first.
First down and 10 for the Hornets. Right at the 15-yard line. Out wide left is going to be Carter. Downs is in the slot next to him on the left-hand side. Robert Downs, the third, goes from left to right. Jensen has the middle of the field taken there and leveled as Moore crosses the 15 to the 14 and gets taken down immediately.
And that's Duran Miller who comes up and lays the pop.
7 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
And what I like about the Jaguars is they're much faster live than on tape.
2nd down and 7 for the Hornets. Gress Jensen says, okay, we will run it. Moore takes it up the middle, delivers a pop of his own across the 10, down to the 8.
And Jair Moore says, you know what, I took a hit, now you're going to take a hit. Miller brings him down. But again, 3rd down and manageable for the Hornets.
Hurry up offense for the Hornets. Don't let anybody get set. Moore takes it. This time he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, loses about a half a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and 4 at maybe about the 11-yard line. And Corey Neyland, do you send Corey Lewis in and try field goal?
You know, I don't, but they are. They're going to send Corey Lewis in for the field goal. But if I'm the Hornets, I keep playing. I keep my offense out there. I get Jensen on the edge with one of my backs or receivers, and we pick up that 1st down.
So they'll mark the ball at the 17. You add 10, it's 27. Lewis 0 for 2 so far tonight. He made it. So that's 1 for 3 as Lewis drives that one up with 5:46 to go. It's the Hornets 17, the Jags 7 here on Sportsnet USA.net. You know, we rode down from Fullerton to Chula Vista in Corey Neyland's old Toyota. It was a nice drive. Corey had a good time. But if Corey Neyland would have had a brand new Toyota from Miller Toyota of Anaheim, well, Gabby Neyland could have had the air on full blast. I could have been sitting in the back seat just sort of lounging out, thinking of maybe the offshore breeze of the Pacific Ocean with the windows up, not down, to finally feel it. But no, we still got that old Toyota. But if the day comes that he buys a new Toyota, there's no better place to go than Euclid in the 91. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim.
Now the Southwestern, well, one of the Southwestern's fans that I ran into today was not impressed with Fullerton College, and let's see what Southwestern can do to match this. I'll tell you about that interaction on the way home.
Little chip shot taken at the 10. Howard says, follow me. I take it to the promised line. Go over there. Hit. Knocked out of bounds at the 22.
Graham on the stop.
Get a little chippy, Corey. People are flexing muscles, talking to each other down there instead of just playing football. 5:40 to go. Quick-paced football game. Again, let me give the officials a great deal of credit. They have controlled this game not by using flags. So they have been just part of the game, not the game, here on Sportsnet USA.net.
I really think the game of the weekend in community college athletics.
Hornets come up. They want to put a little pressure on the one missed tackle, second tackle made right there. So the Hornets trying to stay in there as Torres is now back in at quarterback.
He's their thrower.
Coming into the game, he completed 46% of his passes.
And he's got a short delivery, Mark. Watch his arm delivery when he throws the ball. It's a short delivery, quick. Like a chop. Kevin Robertson in. That left end there, you see 5'6". Asher Froh on the far side, 9'4". Also in the ball game for the Hornets.
Hand it off to Daniels. Daniels turns the corner at the 30. It's a foot race at the 40 to 50. He puts on a move, a little slap move right at the 40-yard line. This young man explodes out of the backfield.
And the only reason he got a chance to explode is Sakona Nae Tuava'o seals Asher Froh on that left side and lets him get on that. And that's the best run of the game. After 21 yards in the first half, He picks up a whole lot there.
Marked him out
32, excuse me.
They marked him out at the 44, first down and 10. Great answer to the Hornets with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Daniel stays in the backfield with Torres at quarterback. The Hornets come up. They flip it over here, looking quickly. The Hornets finally make a little stop at the 40. Can't make that initial tackle. That third tackle allows the back to get another 5 yards on the play.
An excellent play that time. And sorry, Mark, I had his name just that quick, and just that quick, lost it.
Second down and 5. Adderley out wide left. He's been out there all day long, waiting to see that touchdown pass thrown his way. Azuga in there. Now in the backfield is Terrell Johnson. They run the option play with Johnson. Johnson gets a 40, tries to turn the corner, runs out of the short side of the field. They're going to mark him at the 35. It's going to bring up a third down. And a third down and 3 for the Jaguars. We're at the 3-minute and 10-second mark here in the third quarter. It's the Hornets 17, the Jags 7 on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Blake Hill and Richard Yukihiro have to step up in that middle for the Hornets to allow that rush to come through. Ryan Simpson, the near side backer, is into the game for the second time. He recovered a fumble in the first half.
Adderley way out to the left. Zuga out wide to the right. Hand it off. Daniels gets tripped up. Depending on where they mark it, they're going to mark him at the...
That's going to be short of the first down. I'm just saying, I was just slapping you because if he doesn't slip, he scores 6.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's off and running. They're going to go for it, Corey, and I think this is an excellent call by the coaching staff for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and it shows confidence in your team that you go for it here on a 4th and a long 1. Call it 2. Going to get Fullerton to try to jump first.
Hand it off to Daniels. Easily makes the first down.
And what you like about that play, and Brian Crooks doesn't like it, he looks to see where he was. He saw he was short just by inches and lunges forward to pick up that first down.
So move the chains.
Ryan Crooks said he was down in the grass, knee down. The officials say, nope, move the chains.
First down and 10 for the Jags, right at the 33.
That's the play we were expecting last year up in Sacramento in the championship game.
1:50 to go. Torres at quarterback. Daniels in the running back. They throw it over here in the flat to Zuga. He tries, gets held up. Missed tackle again, Corey. Nobody's tackling him. They're going for the football.
Yes, they are. Xavier Skills trying to rip the ball out, create turnovers. And instead of putting on a form tackle with a gain of 3, they try to strip, and you have a gain of 7.
So the Jaguars are moving down the field. Adderley goes out wide to the left. Josh Mason in the slot on the left-hand side. Asuga out wide to the right. Daniel stays in the backfield. Torres at quarterback. Second down and 4. The Hornets come up. Hand it off to Daniels. Daniels stays on his feet. They're going to get him across the 25.
Close to that first down marker. Gonzalez made first contact. Daniels slow to get up. He gets up. Tough runner. He's now over 60 yards in the game.
So the jumbo package, what looks like a jumbo package with 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter, quickly comes out the line of scrimmage. Play clock's down to 13. Daniels the deep setback. I formation. Hand it off to Daniels. Goes off left tackle. The young man gets a first down. Corey, how impressed are you with this young runner?
Very impressed. And they brought in a linebacker to lead the way, Noah Berry, as a blocking back along with Nicholas Bailey, the tight end. And I was going to say, Mark, if you had a tight end, next time you see that situation, if you're the Jaguars or Hornets, we're going to see if they fake that handoff and throw it over the middle in a tight game.
Well, we're sitting at a fourth quarter, and it's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 7 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Like we always tell you, one of our best sponsors that we've ever had. And, you know, we love these people because they love community college sports. They love high school sports. Most of all, they love what sports give back. And we heard the AD for Southwestern College. It was nice enough for him to come up with us at halftime. Jim Spillers tell us, yeah, they're student athletes. Miller Toyota gives back to student athletes all the time here on Sportsnet USA.net. So take a little time out. Maybe it's just for tires. Maybe it's just for a tune-up. Maybe it's just to get a little scratch paint, a little dent paint for your car. No better place to go than Miller Toyota of Anaheim, located at Euclid in the 91. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education here on Sportsnet USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, I'm Mark Pavlovich. Don't forget, next week, Ventura College, 2 o'clock on Sportsnet. That game will be video on Sportsnet USA.net.
Mark, you know what I miss last year and this year?
Bakersfield hot dog? Bakersfield hot dogs?
Tom saying Tom Duff is sponsoring us.
I tell you, I'm thinking about him in a game like right now. He'd be shaking his head behind us right now. They're looking at Corey and I just shaking his head. They hand it off to Daniels. Daniels tries to find the opening. Corey Neyland was leaning on that one. Corey saw him gone through the line of scrimmage.
They found a weak spot on that left side of the Hornets. They're going right at Joey Noble. Or excuse me, they're going after Blake Hill, Joey Noble on that side, along with Ryan Simpson. And they're finding success. 70 yards now for Daniels.
Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And they hand it off to Daniels again. This time he gets through, almost squeezes into the end zone.
I'm not going to say it's old school football, but we haven't seen a power eye like this in I don't know how long, Mark.
1st and goal for the Jags at the 8. The Jaguars knocking on the door. We're at the 14-minute mark in the 4th quarter. 3-0. 3-0. That's how they came into this game. Give it off to Mr. Daniels. He says, well, let me go up the middle. Let me set him up. 2nd and goal at the 9.
Key words, Mark, set up. Right now, if you're the Hornets, you have to be aware if they have a tight end that can catch.
I'm going to say Torres is going to take it himself.
And you have a bootleg opportunity for Torres because the ends are opposite side are crashing down so hard, they've got a chance for a bootleg. And bring your wide receiver out there as well. Make the defender, either a linebacker or cornerback, make a decision on who you want to take.
And considering the Hornets haven't made a clean first initial tackle, 1 miss, and you're in the end zone. 2nd and goal for the Jaguars. They hand it off to Daniels. He's looking for a block. Runs out of room, gets knocked out of bounds. So they're going to mark him out at the 6. It'll be 3rd and goal. And Corey, you just wait either for somebody to go in motion in the opposite direction and pitch it back to him. They've got a wide side of the field, wide open.
Not even that, no. Don't mess with any pitches. Just go ahead and bootleg it or fake that handoff. But you got to get outside of the pocket quickly. It's going to be on Shane Darso on that far side if they do decide to do something like that.
Daniels, the deep setback. Tight formation. We get a timeout by the Jags, and the Jags call a timeout probably because of what they were looking at defensively for the Hornets with 12:38 to go. Don't want to squander this opportunity, Corey. You really want 7 points. 3's nice, but you really want those 7 points.
Yeah, 7 keeps you into the ball game, keeps you interested, keeps the momentum going your way. Because Fullerton, as prolific as they are, they're averaging, Mark, 49 points per game. But a lot of that has to do with that big game versus Santa Ana last week, scoring 85 points. They really haven't been that prolific in their first 3 games on offense. They've been decent, but they haven't been what they were the last 2 years.
And when you look at Southwestern, they're averaging 37, I'm going to say 37, 36.3, almost 37. 233 yards on the ground is what they've done. 95 yards in the air when you look at them. Their defense only giving up 7.7, a little under 8 points per game. So their defense is playing up to their standard of football. Their offense is just dragging a little behind tonight when you think about it. They're averaging 36. They're about 29 points behind, but their defense is playing where they should be against this Hornet football team. 3rd and goal from the 6. Hernandez-Torres brings them out. Power set, tight formation. They hand it off to Daniels on the right side. Looking to get to the outside. Oh, taken down at the 1. Offsides Hornets?
We'll see.
Offsides Hornets. So what do I want to do? Do I want to make it 4th and 1 or take the penalty?
Take the penalty.
And that's what they're going to ask the coaching staff for Southwestern.
Take the penalty because it's still 3rd down. You still have 2 more opportunities to go.
So 3rd and goal from the 3.
And here's how much we know, Mark. Keep running it. Don't do anything fancy, I guess.
No,
keep
just
running.
Straight up the middle. You look at somebody like Daniels and what he's done. He leads the conference in touchdowns. He's got 8 coming into this game. Straight dive. Up the middle. Touchdown!
His 9th touchdown, leading the state in scoring.
So they look for the point after to get within 3 with 12 to go. Well, Corey, 85-0 last week. We all wondered what this game was going to be like. I talked to the coaching staff. I'm not going to say what they said, but all I can tell you is nobody across the way thought it was going to be like this with 12 minutes to go. Ball is spotted. The kick is up. And the kick is good. With 12 to go here in the lovely city of Chula Vista, the home of the Southwestern Jaguars. It's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 14 on Sportsnet USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, Mark Pavlovich. Don't forget, earlier today, Golden West College pulls off a victory against Bakersfield here on Sportsnet USA.net. Rashawn Haylock, Ryan Osborne, that's right, the franchise and the intern, calling the action on that one here on Sportsnet USA.net. And the bell game going on currently here on Sportsnet USA.net. LA Valley against Pierce. All those games here on Sportsnet USA.net. Johnson back deep with Foster. 3-point game. Big foot. Foster takes it, drops it at the 3, picks it up, looks in the middle, sidesteps, gets hit, stopped at the 24. And Corey, it's interesting that the fans for Southwestern that I can hear, are saying what Corey Neyland was talking about. Saying if we had any play action, the Hornet defense isn't even looking for a pass when they're within 10 yards.
But again, you don't need it if you go down the field like they just scored. If you stop here, then you will definitely see a play action pass because you got to take the lead.
Moore in at running back. Johnson comes out wide to the right. Houston out far to the right. Haven't heard Dennis Houston's name called a lot. First down and 10. Gress Jensen goes up, has time to throw. Middle of the field. Dennis Houston.
Mark, I got to say.
Oh, no, it wasn't Dennis Houston. I'm sorry.
It's like it was, yeah, it was.
It was Dennis Houston. Okay.
I got to say, these cornerbacks for Southwestern are staying stride for stride with the Hornet receivers on the outside, so there's no chance for Jensen to throw the ball down the field. Everything is underneath.
Gain of 3 to Houston. Jensen goes back. Here comes the pressure. Once again, rolls away from the pressure. Throws it over here. Flag on the play. Should be holding against the Hornets.
Take your pick. Torrance Evans. And you got to wonder, Mark, this is not a fluid offense that Fullerton has in this ball game. That has a lot to do with the Southwestern defense.
So Jensen. And really give it to the secondary. I'm going to agree with you, Corey. I mean, you look at the gentlemen they have out there as wide receivers, and you keep thinking, shouldn't somebody be able to break away? And nobody's done it so far in this game. Markel Raymond comes out here wide to the right. Along with Xavier Green. So Xavier Green out on the corner. Move it back to the 11. It'll be second down and 18 for the Hornets. We get offsides, or I thought we had offsides, going down the field. And we did have a flag. Yeah, we had a flag in the first side of the field. It'll be offsides against Southwestern.
But again, there was nothing there. There was nothing there on the route. There was nothing there open deep. They just wanted to make a play. On something like that, you got to make something happen. You got to make it worthwhile.
So they're going to move it up. It'll stay second down with 11:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. That's right. It's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 14 on Sportsnet USA.net. Xavier Green stays out here.
And here's where a tight end would help, Mark, with your slot receiver crossing over the middle.
Straight dive play up the middle. Gets to the 20. It's going to bring up a third down and 10 in the running game. Has not done much tonight either for the Hornets.
Amir McGee, that's because they haven't had a chance to get traction to it. They don't run it enough to get going. And Fullerton's offense is stagnant. They have the lead here. They're just looking to keep on going. They're not looking to make big plays.
Tim Allen out wide to the right. Robert Downs the third in the slot on the right-hand side. Sean North inside him. Jensen has a chance to step up, throws it behind Eckford, and the defense for the Jaguars forces the Hornet offense out of the game.
It's bad, Mark. And the one thing that you got going for if you're the Jaguars is field position. Corey Lewis averages 31 yards per kick. So you're looking at an average at the 50-yard line. You'll take that if you're Howard.
D'Angelo Howard averages 22 yards on a return. Looks to turn the corner, sidesteps. The Hornets come up, take him back, finally get him, and they're going to mark him down right at the 43. 10:26 to go. That's right. This is a football game here on SportsNetUSA.net. It's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 14. You're watching it on SportsNetUSA.net.
After that punt return was called back for a touchdown, it looked like Fullerton lost interest in the game, and Southwestern was saying, go ahead and lose interest and underestimate us. And Southwestern is staying in this ballgame. Let's see if the Fullerton defense can make a play.
Azuga Howard out to the far side of the field. Adderley on the close side of the field. Daniels in the running back position for the Jags. He took it over on his back last time. Go back. Throw it over here. Looking to throw it to Tyler Adderley. Adderley looks. Says, wait a minute. My mistake. Let's bring it back. 2nd down and 10.
You got to set that up against the Hornet D. That's one of those where, yeah, you run it on 1st down. Then on 2nd down, you make them think. But I do like the play call. Xavion Steele was there on coverage.
Zuga out wide to the right. Howard in the slot next to him. Daniels, running back. Hernandez Torres, the quarterback. 2nd down and 10 from the 43 for the Jaguars. The Hornets are coming. Throw it over here quickly in the flat. Block, cut back to miss. Once again, missed tackle, gain of 4 on the play. And give it to the Jaguars that they are taking advantage, Corey, when the Hornets do not make a tackle. They're getting those extra 2 yards. Adderley to the close side of the field, over the left side of the formation. Next to him is D'Angelo Howard. Zuga goes to the far side of the field, the right side of the formation. DeAndre Daniels in the backfield. Torres at quarterback. 3rd down and 7 at the 47. They hand it off to Daniels. We're going to get a flag against the Hornets, offsides.
Yeah, and they were ready and stuffed the run play because they knew it was coming. Shane Darso wrapped up Daniels. But again, it's going to be offside on the Hornets. Peter Kazibwe on the far near side.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and I'm going to say a very short one. Across the 50, taking the 48. We're at the 9:30 mark here in the 4th quarter. Jaguars are on the move again. It's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 14 on sports@usa.net. Tight formation at the 49. Hand it off to Daniels. Daniels swallowed up in the backfield.
And crawling in there to stuff the play, Richard Yukihiro out of Los Alamitos. You bring up a 4th down and 5, and with 9:11 to play, I don't know if you go for it.
So they said wind the clock, and the Jags are going to punt it away. We're at the 9-minute mark. This is a 3-point football game. Defenses have been exemplary for everybody tonight. Robert Down says, just one more time, guys. Kick it to me one more time. High snap. Almost blocked. Robert Down says, watch it, it's going out of bounds. Goes out of bounds right at the 13-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets. 8:30 to go. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland. Corey on camera tonight here on sports@usa.net. That's right. Technical Corey Neyland on camera tonight.
So if you're wondering, what am I watching? That's why.
Star Wars. They turned us off 2 hours ago.
Going for a sci-fi element, Mark.
Xavier Green.
Shaky.
Xavier Green comes out wide to the right. Gresh Jensen looking for some sort of answer. Changing people up in the receiver position. Try the running play straight up the middle, trying to get something going. Gain of 3 on the play.
Fullerton trying to hold time. Roll time, I should say. 3 timeouts remaining for him. Southwestern has 1 timeout.
Michael Cheeseborough in the slot on the right-hand side next to Xavier Green. 2nd down and 6 at the 17. Jensen, here comes the defense. Throws it over here. Throws it over the top of Xavier Green. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and 6 with 7:55 to go.
Spencer Owens is not playing tonight. You need watch a crossing pattern, Mark. But again, they've just been out of sync on the offensive side of the ball, and that's because the Jaguars haven't been able to give them anything to really latch on to.
Allens, Downs, and Johnson out wide to the right. They need 6 for a first. Jensen goes back. Across the middle of the field. Finds Johnson. Johnson down the middle of the field. Across the 50. Down to the 47.
And a seam route, the team's leading receiver. Juwan Johnson makes the catch. That's 17 on the season. And Fullerton gets past midfield with 7:48 to play.
And we get a timeout on the field that should be for Southwestern as they were running the defender on late. Would have gotten a flag against them and a free play for the Hornets, so they're going to have to burn a timeout with 7:44 to go here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
I think I would have taken that penalty.
Do you really?
Keep that timeout. If you got a chance to get a turnover here, keep that timeout with 7 minutes to play. Your defense is playing well. If they pick up a first down, they pick up a first down, but you still have that timeout remaining. Plus, if you take the penalty, instead of using that timeout, you still have an extra 30 to 45 seconds while they get that underway, maybe a minute to call that penalty to mark it off, and that's going to be your timeout there.
Well, let's see if it comes back to bother them with 7:44 to go. That was their last timeout of the game for the Jaguars. Hornets 17, Jaguars 14 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Juwan Johnson comes out wide to the right. In the slot next to him, Dennis Houston on the right-hand side. Sean Carter out to the far side of the field. Gress Jensen at quarterback. 1st down and 10 at the 47. Jensen looks over the defense. They walk up, back off again. Now they're walking up at the corner. Jensen feels like he has time. Throws over here in the flat. Another 1st down, pitch and catch. Easy little pitch and catch to Sean Carter. They move the chains again. Coach Campbell wants him to pick up the pace, Corey, offensively. Jensen brings them line of scrimmage. As soon as those chains are set, he's ready to have people go. Jensen brings them up. Once again, fakes it across the middle of the field. Has a receiver wide open and overshoots him on the play.
Now, Mark Pavlovich always says if it hits you in the hands, if you're a receiver, you got to make that catch, even if it was going to be a little bit acrobatic.
I do.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Acrobatical. You got to make that catch, Mark.
That's right. You got to pull a Jerry Lewis and pull the ball in. 2nd down and 10. Goes back. Jensen looks to run it. Then decides, I'm not going to run it. Then throws it and bounces it. And Robert Downs, the third. I thought it bounced, scrapes it off the ground for a 9-yard play. It did bounce. I saw it up here, Corey. One official called it a catch. The other one said, no, it bounced. And I thought I saw it bounce up here. I mean, I know I'm an old blind man, but it looked like it bounced.
You're not blind.
3rd down and 9 from the 36. Jensen should feel him coming. They back off. Here they come. Gress Jensen needs to get rid of it. He doesn't.
And that's Duran Miller. Sorry about that. He came on the right side and brought him down from the blind side. He was first on the scene. He had help from Nicholas Bailey. And if you're the Hornets, you're going to punt it away. I would go for it, Mark.
Well, Corey Neyland must be calling the play because Coach Campbell said stay in there. I'm going to send Eckford in. Robert Downs the third. Tim Allen. Juwan Johnson. So it'll be Allen, Downs, and Johnson on the right-hand side. Closest to Sean Carter on the far side. Or that could, it looks like Sean Carter. We'll see if it is on the far side of the field. Here they come. Got to get a block. Jensen throwing across the middle field. Throws it up. Incomplete pass.
And he was looking for Juwan Johnson up the seam again, but he couldn't find him. He pulled it down just a little bit too quick, Mark, because the rush was closing that and collapsing the pocket. So he decides to go to the far side, and it was at Dennis Houston. who overshoots him.
So they make a stop defensively with 6:27 to go, and Corey Neyland, I know everybody's going to look for him, but I'm going to give it to my running back. I'm going to give it to my running back. I'm going to give it to my running back. And on one play, I'm going to pull it out of his belly and go deep for the corner.
And, Mark, DeAndre Daniels is one elusive step away from breaking another big game. He has a 30-yarder already tonight. But again, he's one step away of taking 160 yards to the house.
Torres at quarterback. Torres goes back. Here comes the pressure up the middle of the field. They throw it up. There's pushing and fighting. No flag by the official. Once again, good no call on either player as they sort of slapped each other's hands and shoved each other looking for the ball.
And that was Jay Brown on that side along with Hazuka.
So let's bring up a 2nd down and 10.
So Hazuka has had a nice game thus far. Jay Brown, good cover corner on that far side. Very physical.
Hornets climb up the man-and-man. Adderley here. Hazuka out wide to the far side of the field. They hand it off to Daniels. He hits the line of scrimmage. He's down. Loss of 1. It's a 3rd down and 11 at the 40.
Undercut by Yokohiro. I'm sorry. Ugh. I almost fell off, Mark.
You almost stepped off the bench?
Ryan, yeah, Yukihiro there. Undercut Daniels. As a step stool almost undercuts me.
Save the camera.
Equipment matters. We don't.
I can get Gabby home. Don't worry. You're in the hospital. I'll drive her back to Orange County. 3rd down and 10. Torres looks over. Hornets want to come. Ball's on the ground. Torres has to go, and a very bad hike gives him no opportunity at all with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Here in the 4th quarter, it's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 14 on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And you have to kick it away in this situation because you don't have much of a passing game this game. And so you kick it away and leave it to your defense to make something happen because they've really quelled the Hornets tonight.
Robert down the 3rd. Stands at the 24. Here comes the kick. Robert down, signals for a fair catch. He gets hit by a Hornet. They're going to call it interference because the Hornet got blocked into Robert Downs.
I don't know if he was blocked into him.
I thought the Hornet got blocked into it.
They were tangled up. Robert Downs III was coming to call for a fair catch, but I still don't think that's a penalty. You pick that one up and you down it back inside the 20 at the 12-yard line. And yes, he got hit by the own guy, Mark, but that's one of the things.
They're going to pick it up.
Yeah. It's not.
Somebody needs to know the rule, too.
So Fullerton has it at the 12-yard line, so you pick that up. Because he wasn't blocked into him. It was just a tangled up and Downs' unfortunate collision with Anthony Foster. And let's see what the Hornets do. Avenger in the ball game at the running back spot. He's due for one. If you're a Hornet fan, sorry.
That's okay. Sean Carter out to the right. Sean North in the slot on the right. Gress Jensen at quarterback. 1st down and 10 at the 12. Handed straight up the middle. Lucky Avenger gets over the 15, out to the 17, get a 5 on the play. No timeouts left for the Jags in this game.
1st down, you need one for the Hornets. Southwestern, you need something, a big play, turnover.
2nd down. They fake it. Gress Jensen can roll out himself. Steps up, stays in the middle, gets to the 20, gain of 2. Is going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 at the 20.
There is nothing underneath in the Fullerton offense. I think that was a designed rollout for Gress Jensen to use some time and pick up a couple yards to keep the clock moving.
4 minutes.
But here's the thing in a game like this, if you're the Hornets, you don't want to give a chance to the Jaguars. If they have 2 minutes remaining on the clock, you don't want to give them that chance. We've seen strange things
Here they come. Needs a block. Goes up the middle. Can he stay there? Does he get a first? He's got a. Oh, he's going to get a bad spot by this line judge on the side, Corey.
I don't know. I think that's a good spot. I think he was closer than that, but I still think he was just inches short.
Well, we'll see where they've got it marked with 3:37 to go.
Yeah, I thought he was closer than that. But I still don't know if he picked up the first down. It all depends on where he had the ball because he came over with his right hand.
He didn't make it.
No, he didn't make it, no. Oh, he barely made it by the no tip of the football.
Wow.
So first down for the Hornets as they pick it up.
And a big first down because Southwestern College has no timeout. So the Hornets can burn clock, maybe move yardage. Trying to get them to jump. Look over the sideline, let the clock run, play clock down to 6. Use all the clock you can. Hands it off to Eckford. Eckford stays in bounds, spins, stays on his feet. Gain of 1 on the play. We're at the 3-minute mark. Here in the fourth quarter, it's the Hornets 17, the Jaguars 14 on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And Mark, if you're just playing the clock, you got to be careful about handing the ball off.
Second down and 9 at the 21. They're coming at the corners. Jensen looks over. Defensive backs trying to figure out coverage. Defensive back said, let's bring it. Let's go straight up the middle. They do go straight up the middle. Eckford is hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Excellent tackle scraping down is Quentin Walker.
Third down. And once again, Corey, you get too cautious as a team. It's like getting too cautious if you're a diabetic, you know, and then you realize that you shouldn't have been eating what you're eating because that was just as bad for you. Offensively, when you get this cautious, you let the defense walk up and really dictate what they're going to do. Third down and a long 8 yards.
They hold here. They can get the ball back with about a minute left to go in the game.
They run a sweep, and when they run a sweep, it goes out of bounds to stop the clock.
And that is so fortunate for the Jaguars. That's a bad play. That's a bad play call for the Hornets because you have to keep it in the middle of the field, run that clock because they've just saved Southwestern 45 seconds on the game clock. So when you have a punter who averages 31 yards per kick in Corey Lewis, he's hoping to get a big one here to push him back. Howard, let's see what he can do if he gets that punt.
High, spiral. Howard's going to back up. It's going to grit behind him. Going to stay on there. Howard thought about going for it, doesn't. And it's down to the 32. And here's the thing, too, if you're the Jags. The Jags have a player that, while the ball's down there, takes a cheap shot at the Hornet. Last thing you want to do is get a flag.
Yeah, and that's for both squads, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're a head coach, you run over right now and say, hey, wait, what is that?
And I think it took a fortunate bounce for the Hornets because I think Howard was thinking if it comes up and bounces one time high, he's going to try to roll with it and pick it up.
And the Hornet bench is giving the official over there because the one Hornet got whacked while he was just standing there giving an earful saying, you know what, we've gotten flagged for more than that. But that is neither here nor there. There's a minute, 30 seconds to go. If you're a Southwestern fan, it's giddy up and go now.
Yeah, and they've been flagged more than that, but not in this game.
First down and 10, right at the 32. Going back, Hornets going deep. Oh, in the defensive back's arms. Game sealed, and they drop the football.
Kari Henley could have had his second interception tonight, but that's one of the things that's played. As you see Phil Austin not happy about that. That's one of the things that's played the Fullerton College, the secondary, is dropped passes or dropped interceptions. You got to come up and catch that with your hands.
2nd down and 10. Stop the clock, minute 25. Hernandez-Torres goes back. He's got to get at least one big play. Ball goes down. He's after it. He's got to go down. They're going to mark him down at the 12. Ball continues. Clock continues. Minute to go. They've got to get back up to the line of scrimmage.
I saw a draw play there, Mark.
3rd down and 23. We're at the 1 minute mark. 3rd down and 23 at the 20. Torres Hernandez goes back. Rolls away. Here comes the pressure. Throws across the middle of the field. Missed tackle. And finally, the young man I've talked about all night long, Tyler Adderley, comes down with the ball.
And there is a penalty by Southwestern. They're going to call a hold on Southwestern to negate a huge play. And you got to wonder.
So it moves them back with 45 seconds to go. And I've talked about Tyler Adderley all night long, Corey, and I thought he made the biggest play so far for Southwestern this year. 3rd down. Hernandez-Torres comes out and says, well, let's try it again. Drops this one, goes back in the end zone. There's a screen pass, incomplete. It brings up a 4th down with 33 seconds to go, Corey. And that was an excellent set-up play if they could have got it to Daniels coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, if they got Daniels, he's got at least 20 yards before he makes first contact with a Hornet defender, and anything can happen at that point. And, you know, I don't know if I try to set that up one more time.
4th down and 33 seconds to go for the Southwestern Jaguars. Here they come. Hernandez has got to go. He gets taken down at the end zone. Do they call it a safety? They do.
And that's Joey Noble coming. No, that's Shane Darso, it looks like, coming from that right side. And sacks for the safety, making it 19-14 mark, and that's going to do it.
Corey, let's go back to that holding call, though. I mean, I wasn't watching.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I couldn't see it either, but unless it's so blatant on the play and it's a guy that's going to get to the quarterback, I think you need to keep the flag in your pocket.
Yeah, we're going to have to see that on the replay if the cameraman got the shot later this week during the archives. Let's hope the cameraman got the shot.
So the Hornets look like they're going to inch their way out of Chula Vista tonight with a 5-point victory as they get ready for Ventura next week at home here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And what it proves to you down here in Southwestern is you got a squad here that if they can sweep up and make and go undefeated the rest of the way, they're a playoff team.
Yeah, you really do. And if they can find a quarterback, Corey, they use 3 tonight. If they can find somebody who's consistent at that quarterback position with that running back that they've got, you know, they are going to be really good come to the end of the season because they've got the makings of an excellent football team down here that'll take on anybody and beat them at any given time. So it should be an onside attempt with 28 seconds to go. And that should be an illegal formation. We'll see if that's what they call.
Timeout, Hornets.
Oh, timeout? Okay.
I don't know if it's an illegal formation. It shouldn't be an illegal formation because they were equal on all sides.
Yeah, but you've got to have a certain amount up and not back with the kicker. You can't have 8 guys standing back with the kicker. They have to be up on the line.
We'll see that.
Okay.
I don't know if that matters at the college game, though.
Well, I don't know. The way the Hornet coaching staff are talking to those officials over there.
It looks like it does matter in the college game. It does matter,
yeah. Now, I don't believe the college game is like the pro game where you have to have 5 and 5 on there. You can have 9 and 2. It's just like I saw a game last night where the end hiked the ball and he turned his shoulders and threw it to the quarterback. Can't do that as a center. Your shoulders have to be square to the line of scrimmage when you're a center. Got kicked twice.
Yeah, it looked like it was first touched by the Jaguars at the 28-yard line. And then
they're going to call it.
Yeah,
they're calling it illegal touching against the Jags. So they signal illegal touch against the Jags. First down for the Hornets. 28 seconds to go. Well, the play everybody will talk about will be the holding call. And then a really nice catch by Tyler Adderley that could have possibly changed the outcome of the game.
Don't forget that call down here to pick up the first down on that spot.
Yep. Yeah, you and I sort of looked at the spot and wondered about the spot too.
I thought it was a short spot.
Yeah, I did. I didn't think they were going to actually make it when they marked it. So Commons comes in at quarterback. First down and 10. Victory huddle for the Hornets. They'll take a knee at the 30. They do. And let the clock run. There's no more timeouts. So the Hornets are going to get back on the bus and say thank you very much and come away with a victory over Southwest College here on Sportsnet USA.net. We want to thank everybody here at Southwest College for the kindness, the consideration. Southwestern College. Isn't that what I said? I said Southwest, didn't I? Southwestern College here on Sportsnet USA.net for everybody that were so kind. Jim Spillers, who comes up here, the AD, you've got to adore that man running the project. We have people like Vince to our side that just basically said, guys, whatever you want, you can have. That represents the quality of this program on the field. And this football team is that hair away of being just as wonderful as the people who work up in the booth here at Southwestern College. Well, it's time for us to get on the road. Corey Neyland behind the wheel, Gabby in the front seat, and me just snoring logs in the back seat, getting ready for Ventura next week as the Hornets come away with a 5-point victory over Southwestern College. It was the Hornets 19, the Jaguars 14, here on Sportsnet USA.net.